A 7-year-old is snapping every single one of my professional brush handles while his mother actually watches me, and says, "He's just being curious. You should have put them away if they were important." Okay, backing up. I do freelance illustration from home, and twice a month I run a little open studio afternoon. Neighbors drop in, browse my prints, sometimes commission something. It's casual, it's fun. I set up a folding table with the work I want to show, and I keep my actual supplies off to the side. My good supplies. The ones that cost real money, professional grade watercolor brushes, a full set of Kolinsky Sable ink pens I've had for years. I keep them in a worn leather roll on my work desk, which is clearly not the folding table. Clearly not the touch this zone. A woman named Dana comes in with her son, Braden. She's been before, she knows how it works. Except today she lets Braden wander straight past the prints, straight past the folding table, and right up to my desk. And I'm mid-conversation with another guest when I hear it. That little dry snap. I turn around and Braden has my brush roll open and he's already got through two handles, just cracked them right at the ferrule. I walk over, I stay calm, I crouch down and I go, "Hey, buddy, those aren't toys, can I have those back?" And I look up at Dana. She does this little shrug and goes, "He just wants to see what they do." What they do? They paint Dana, their brushes. I say, super nicely, "These are really delicate, I'd love it if he didn't handle them, I can show him the prints instead." And Dana tilts her head like I've said something faintly offensive and goes, "He's not going to hurt them, he's being gentle." He had just snapped two of them, I saw it happen. So I physically reach over and start picking up the brushes myself, putting them back in the roll, and Braden, because he is 7 and has apparently never heard the word no, grabs one back and goes, "I'm not done." And Dana says, "Let him finish looking." Let him finish looking. I go, "Dana, I'm sorry, these are expensive professional tools and they're not for kids to handle. That's just not something I can allow at my desk." I'm polite, I'm clear, I'm giving her every easy out. She crosses her arms and goes, "You knew there'd be children here, you should have secured your things." I did. My things were on my desk, in a closed roll, across the room from the display table. That's when I stop being polite. I take the brush out of Braden's hand, gently, but I take it, roll the whole thing up, and move it to the shelf behind me. And Dana loses it, full volume. "How dare you grab something out of my child's hands?" The other guests go quiet. "You just snatched from a little kid, what is wrong with you?" I look at her and I go, "I moved my own property off my own desk. If you'd like to buy a print, the table's right there. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you to leave." She goes, "I am a paying customer," and I cut her off, which, yeah, I know, but I said, "You haven't paid for anything, Dana, and your son broke two of my brushes, so honestly, you're in the wrong direction here." The room was dead silent. She goes, "Those were cheap little sticks, don't be dramatic." Cheap little sticks, $60 each. I walked to the door and opened it. I didn't yell, I didn't explain again. I just held it open and looked at her. And she went, "You're going to regret treating customers this way." I said, "I'll survive." She's halfway out the door when my neighbor Carla, who'd been standing right there the whole time, goes, "Dana, I can't believe you." And Dana spins around like she's finally going to get back up. Carla goes, "She asked you nicely 3 times. 3. And your kid broke her stuff." Dana's mouth opens, nothing comes out. Braden is tugging her sleeve, completely oblivious. Another guest, a guy who'd been quietly looking at prints the whole time, holds up two snapped brush handles and goes, "Do you want these or should she keep them as evidence?" The room laughs, not mean but real. Dana looks around, realizes there's not a single sympathetic face, and walks out without another word. The door closes. Carla looks at me and goes, "I'll buy one of the big prints, the expensive one." I sold 4 prints that afternoon to people who watched the whole thing. Dana messaged me later saying I humiliated her in front of everyone. I replied asking for the cost of 2 Kolinsky brushes and never heard back. So honestly, was I too harsh or did I wait too long? Comment below.